Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This morning, you all just watched the application process to the topic in which we are discussing today. And the topic that we are discussing today is in that of the manner of books. Books. Speaking specifically to the objective notebooks, let me see if I have the brand correct. And I probably do not, but this is Objective Notebooks from the Studio brand, and I am speaking in regards to the incandescent code of 05 dash 3109045. Once again, speaking in regards to the Studio brand of Objective Notebooks 05 dash 3109045. I have been asked to make orders for these books, and so I am asking for some orders to go to Dollarama as soon as possible with the Objective notebooks. There has been at least over 3 schools that have requested 1,000 copies of the Objective notebooks. So if and when I can get those orders be made out to Dollarama, especially at the Alton Towers location here in Scarborough, Ontario. 250 Alton Towers, Dollarama. That is the location in where the order was made. 3 different schools. The Objective notebooks, 1,000 blends of each book, 1,000 blends of each book, and one school specifically asked for this facted book, this very gray one of the Objectives notebook. One school specifically asked for a copy, 1,000 copy of this book alone. Okay, so to the schools that made the order, thank you very much. The order is on the way. The order is being applied as we speak, and you will have your order. If not by the end of today, which is Tuesday, you will have your order by the end of Friday, which will be, you will have your order by Friday, November 15th. So when you're watching this is a pre-taped programming, and if you would like to make an order when you do watch this, you can make your order for August 14th, 2025, when this message will be uploaded in regards to the Objectives notebook and what they are technically to be used for in the skills that they are made to be used for. Okay, so Objective notebooks equals business relations. Why are books so important to the beginning of a business? Number one, the more notes you take is the more jobs you get to perform, more pay in your bank account for you. But make sure it's your own note, because copywriting is very, very illegal, and you will be charged by the CRC if this note has been repeated or has been copied from anyone that has previously posted or is no longer posting. You will be charged copyright and legal fees if you recopy someone else's note. Make sure that the notes that you are copying are your very own. The more words that you write is the more products that you can build in the form of a sentence. Now, let's talk about a couple of products that form a sentence. All right? All right, so we know that perfumes mean the word understand. Okay? If you've been watching her video, we know that perfumes mean the word understand, and I've been able to apply the factor to the perfume understand, and from the messaging and the notes that I've written down towards products, it has led to the perfume and the purchase of the perfume to say you need to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. All right? Now, the word it. The word it also applies to the word it. Nope. The word it applies to this product. This is the Yardley London English Lavender Body Mist. Now you can tell that these are two different scents because this one is meant for your underarms, which is the word it obvious apparently, and this is meant for your clothing because it has a much stronger scent to say understand that I had a shower this morning. So when you're forming a sentence with it and understands, you're gonna say understand it as a fact, or it understands the situation, as in you're telling the dog to jump off the table and the dog is an object of an it. The dog understands the situation of the matter, so the dog is going to follow your instructions and jump off the table. But you're gonna have to give the dog a treat for jumping off the table after, because the dog has had knowledge before that if I jump off the table, I must get something for doing it because it must lead to something while you're teaching me to jump off the table. So the product says it understands, meaning that for it to understand, there has to be a matching scent from it to understand in order for your body to say it understands the prerogative of the fact to say I took my notes first and my body was geared and made for a product that created the sentence it understands in order to say my body understands the products that are made because it was made specifically for it understands Cherise Stewart. So that's why it's important to take your own notes, because you get the product that equals the word, and then you can put it and understand to say it as in your body or it as the dog. It understands the situation. And therefore you have a proper sentence formation that says it understands, and you have an opinion as to what it understands. Now, I just showed you an example. However, I have another set of example right here. There are 4 different branches to Maybelline. Why 4 different sentences from 4 different books? 4 different branches of the Maybelline Superstay Foundation, because there are 4 different branches to 4 different books, just like we have 4 different branches of library. We have the Brenton Library, we have the Markham Library, we have the Toronto Library, and we have the Stouffville Library. Okay? So 4 different branches of libraries to get 4 different branches of books. Yes, it's the same book, but it's all written for 4 different areas. So you have Maybelline Superstay times 4 because it's 4 different books that tell that it's the same title. It's the same title, but it tells the story of the people that live in that area based off of what they purchase and how they live with what they show, especially in today's world of YouTube. So let's talk about the book cult again in that matter. So we have Brenton, we have Scarborough, we have Markham, and we have Stouffville. That's 4 different branches of Maybelline, 4 different makeup factors, and in Stouffville, nobody black live in Stouffville, Ontario. But there's Superstay Maybelline being sold in a different packaging for Stouffville because of the lifestyle that Stouffville lives in Stouffville, due to the fact that there's no African American or anybody black living in the city of Stouffville. Now we have the city of Brampton. We have black people that live in the city of Brampton, but the packaging is different from the people that live in the city of Scarborough or Toronto or Markham or Toronto. Why? Why is that? Because the city of Brampton is a city where it's known as what's called a transfer city. It's a transfer city, meaning that you're beginning your life as a immigrant in Canada, and Brampton has been shown to you as a immigrant to live there because you are known to be that, well, or that's what you've portrayed as a quiet natured person. So until you've figured out how you want to live your life, they show you the city of Brampton in order to stay over there for a little bit until you get to know the rest of Canada by educating yourself in order to figure out what you want to do if you want to continue to live and be a citizen of Canada, in order to change your persona and say, well, I ain't that Brampton chick no more because I'm not on that quiet side, because I've learned and I've had a lot to say. Therefore, you have Maybelline Superstay Red, you have Maybelline Superstay Gray, you have Maybelline Superstay Black, and you have Maybelline Superstay Brown. Technically, the brown don't exist, but that's an example of the 4 different branches of Superstays. And you just began in Brampton because you needed to live a quiet life in order to figure out what you wanted to do. Meaning, like, when you got your first job, in order to get your first paycheck, in order to be able to come on the other side and say, well, why I ain't seen you up on that side no more? That's probably because they don't want to be living that quiet life in Brampton no more. That's why you don't see them up in Brampton no more, because that quiet life has ended for them, because it's time for them to move to a different location in order to use their mouth and their physical body in order to make up some noise, because they can't be doing that up in Brampton. Not when there's some immigrants that are up there that are literally crying foul and saying, yeah, no, this is not the life that we asked for. Because we're coming from a noise-making country where we've heard bombshells like India and Guatemala, and we want to stay away from that noise until we figure out what we're gonna do with ourselves by getting to know the people first. And then when they get to know the people first, well, if you feel the pain, it's probably because you're up there in Brampton where it's quiet, making way too much noise for yourself. So turn the damn radio off, because you don't control that street, because I ain't there. Turn the radio off. Each letter in that sentence now builds a different shade of foundation. Each stroke of the pen, even though written by the same master, builds a new branch of Maybelline makeup. This is why books matter. Learning how to read and write helps to create a financial prospect. Where you once had no money, God will send the rain to the countryside in the form of money because you know how to read and how to write, and you know how to take products and make products into words, so that even for people who don't know how to read, when you make those products into words, they watch your video and they say, well, how do I spell it on paper? Now that I have it in my hand, how do I spell it on paper? They're able to touch the word it, but they want to be able to write the word down in order to say thank you. I learned something while I was here on the planet because of you. And because of you, I've never strayed too far from the sidewalk. A reading equals you get spending money. Writing, you get more money just because you can. When you write it down, you get that money faster. If you make it neater by using a computer, you get 3 times the dividend pay. Guess what? Right now, people be telling me I can't be printing with the printer that I purchased, but I know that I'm going to be able to use the printer one day. So because I can't print with a printer and I'm not typing on a computer, I'm printing the message with my vocal cords, which means that's 10 times faster to pay than what I would get with a printer anyway, bruh. So you telling me I can't print out with no printer? I've already printed the information from my lips. Read what I just said. I printed the information from my lips by posting this video. With that being said, thank you so much for Revlon and Joe Fresh for sponsoring this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, thanks to Revlon and Joe Fresh for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks again. Bye-bye.